Hey guys, have you ever thought that many countries you consider religious are actually not religious? An increasing number of countries are eliminating their religion. As secularism and skepticism grow, the dominant religions are losing their followers, especially in the countries we will discuss now. 10 to 15 years before, there were about 25 countries losing their religion, but now this number has increased to 35, and these nations spread in every corner of the world. It's going to be very, very interesting. By the way, let's dive into it. 35. Ireland. Irish culture has been greatly influenced by Christianity, most notably by the Roman Catholic Church, and religion plays a significant role in the lives of many Irish people. Today, there are often notable cultural differences between those of Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox background. According to Gallup Internation Survey 2022, significant portion of Irish don't believe in higher power or a man upstairs. 23% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 73.1% of the Irish are Christian, declined from 95% in 1990. 1.7% of Irish population is Muslim, and 16.4% Irish identify themselves as having no religion. Despite of this, Ireland is still a strong hotspot of Catholic faith. 34. Slovakia. Slovakia is a developed country with an advanced high-income economy. The country maintains a combination of a market economy with a comprehensive social security system, providing citizens with universal health care and free education. A significant portion of Slovak don't believe in higher power or a man upstairs. 21% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 60.9% of the Slovak are Christian, declined from 73% in 1990, and 33.1% Slovak identify themselves as having no religion, along with a tiny 0.2% of Slovak are Muslims. 3. Italy. 16% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 66.6% of the Italian are Christian, declined from 32. Taiwan. The cultures of Taiwan are a hybrid blend from various sources, incorporating elements of the majority traditional Chinese culture, Aboriginal cultures, Japanese cultural influence, traditional Confucianist beliefs, and increasingly Western values. A large portion of Taiwanese don't believe in higher power or a man upstairs. 27% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 11.5% of the Taiwanese are Taoist, a huge decline from 63.2% in 1990, and 23.5% Taiwanese identify themselves as having no religion. 49.2% of Taiwanese are Buddhists. Despite all of this, Taiwan is considered to have the highest density of religious buildings, making it the most religious region in the area where Chinese is the majority language. Number 31. Austria. Austria emerged from the remnants of the Eastern and Hungarian March at the end of the first millennium. Originally a Margraviate of Bavaria, it developed into a duchy of the Holy Roman Empire in 1156 and was later made an archduchy in 1453. In the 16th century, Vienna began serving as the empire's administrative capital, and Austria thus became the heartland of the Habsburg monarchy. A large portion of Italian don't believe in higher power or a man upstairs. 28% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 65.8% of the Austrians are Christian, declined from 85% in 1990, and 23.4% Austrians identify themselves as having no religion. Significant. 9.24% of Austrians are Muslims. 30. India. You surprised? Yup, you heard right. Religion in India is characterized by a diversity of religious beliefs and practices. Throughout India's history, religion has been an important part of the country's culture, and the Indian subcontinent is the birthplace of four of the world's major religions, namely Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Significant 18% of Indians claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 65.24% of the Indians are Hindu, declined from 76.6% in 1990, and 1.3% Indians identify themselves as having no religion. Significant 27.7% of Indians are Muslims. 29. Japan. Japan is a cultural superpower, as the culture of Japan is well known around the world, including its art, cuisine, film, music, and popular culture, which encompasses prominent manga, anime, and video game industries. The Japanese concept of religion differs significantly from that of Western culture. Spirituality and worship are highly eclectic. Rites and practices. 42% of Japanese claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 44.8% of the Japanese are Shinto, declined from 52.9% in 1990, and 19.6% Japanese identify themselves as having no religion. Significant 14.8% of Japanese are Buddhists. According to the annual statistical research on religion in 2015 by the Agency for Culture Affairs, Government of Japan, there are 181,000 religious groups in Japan. Number 28. Poland. For the once time, Poland has been the most Catholic religious country, but now religion in Poland is on the track of fast decline. You will surprise that 16% of Polish claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 67.7% of the Poles are Christians, a large decline from 94.2% in 1990, and 8.3% Poles identify themselves as having no religion. 0.95% of Poles are Muslims. Pilgrimages to the Jasna Góra Monastery, a shrine dedicated to the Black Madonna, take place annually. 27. United States of America. Americans have traditionally been characterized by a unifying political belief in an American creed, emphasizing liberty, equality under the law, democracy, social equality, property rights, and a preference for limited government. Culturally, the country has been described as having the values of individualism and personal autonomy, having a strong work ethic, competitiveness, and voluntary altruism towards others. 11% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 63.1% of the Americans are Christians, declined from 77.1% in 1990, and 28.7% Americans identify themselves as having no religion. 1.8% of Americans are Muslims. Number 26. Jamaica. Jamaica is an upper-middle-income country with an economy heavily dependent on tourism. It has an average of 4.3 million tourists a year. The country performs favorably in measures of press freedom, democratic governance, and sustainable well-being. Jamaica is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy with power vested in the bicameral Parliament of Jamaica. 15% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 60.7% of the Jamaicans are Christians, soared decline from 89.7% in 1990, and 29.1% Jamaicans identify themselves as having no religion. 1% of Jamaicans are Rastafari. Various faiths and traditional religious practices derived from Africa are practiced on the island, notably Kumana, Convince, Mile, and Obia. Number 25. Slovenia. Slovenia is a developed country, with a high-income economy ranking highly in the Human Development Index. The Gini coefficient rates its income inequality among the lowest in the world. It is a member of the United Nations, the European Union, the Eurozone, the Schengen area, the OSCE, the OECD, the Council of Europe, and NATO. Slovenia was ranked 33rd in the Global Innovation Index in 2023. 48% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power, which is nearly half of the population, also second highest in the world. Out of this, 48.9% of the Slovene are Christians, soared declined from 75% in 1990, and 23.9% Slovene identify themselves as having no religion. 5.2% of Slovene are Muslim. 24. Costa Rica. Costa Rica was inhabited by indigenous peoples before coming under Spanish rule in the 16th century. It remained a peripheral colony of the empire until independence as part of the First Mexican Empire, followed by membership in the Federal Republic of Central America, from which it formally declared independence in 1847. 10% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 68% of the Costa Ricans are Christians, soared declined from 92.1% in 1990, and 29.1% Costa Ricans identify themselves as having no religion. 2.3% of Costa Ricans are Buddhist. 23. Canada, a developed country. Canada has a high nominal per capita income globally, and its advanced economy ranks among the largest in the world, relying chiefly upon its abundant natural resources and well-developed international trade networks. Recognized as a middle power, Canada's strong support for multilateralism and internationalism has been closely related to its foreign relations policies of peacekeeping and aid for developing countries. 18% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 45.8% of the Canadians are Christians, steep declined from 82.3% in 1990, and 39.3% Canadians identify themselves as having no religion. 5.6% of Canadians are Muslims. 22. Hungary. Hungary is a high-income economy with universal health care and tuition-free secondary education. Hungary has a long history of significant contributions to arts, music, literature, sports, science, and technology. It is a popular tourist destination in Europe, drawing 24.5 million international tourists in 2019. 27% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 40.3% of the Hungarians are Christians, steep declined from 93.2% in 1990, and 15.8% Hungarians identify themselves as having no religion. 0.1% of Hungarians are Buddhist. 21. Finland remained a largely agricultural country until the 1950s. After World War II, it industrialized quickly and established an advanced economy, with a welfare state built on the Nordic model. This allowed the country to experience overall prosperity and high per capita income. During the Cold War, Finland officially embraced a policy of neutrality. Since then, it has become a member of the European Union in 1995, the Eurozone in 1999, and NATO in 2023. 40% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 60% of the Finns are Christians, declined from 88.7% in 1990, and 36.1% Finns identify themselves as having no religion. 3.4% of Finns are Muslim. 20. Chile. Number 19. Spain. Spain is a Western country and one of the major Latin countries of Europe, and a cultural superpower. Spanish culture is marked by strong historic ties to the Catholic Church, which played a pivotal role in the country's formation and subsequent identity. Spanish art, architecture, cuisine, and music have been shaped by successive waves of foreign invaders, as well as by the country's Mediterranean climate and geography. The centuries-long colonial era globalized Spanish language and culture, with Spain also absorbing the cultural and commercial products of its diverse empire. Astonishing, 38% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 55.7% of the Spanish are Christians, declined from 81.6% in 1990, and 37.9% Spanish identify themselves as having no religion. 5% of Spanish are Muslim. By the way, I'm only talking about two religions, which are common in every country. The Spanish Constitution enshrines secularism in governance, as well as freedom of religion or belief for all, saying that no religion should have a state character, while allowing for the state to cooperate with religious groups. Number 18. Uruguay. Uruguay is ranked first in the Americas for democracy, and first in South America in peace, low perception of corruption, and e-government. It is the lowest-ranking South American nation in the Global Terrorism Index, and ranks second in South America on economic freedom, income equality, per capita income, and inflows of FDI. Uruguay is ranked third on the continent in terms of Human Development Index, GDP growth, innovation, and infrastructure. Uruguay is regarded as one of the most socially progressive countries in Latin America. 10% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 38.8% of the Uruguayans are Christians, declined from 63.2% in 1990, and 56.5% Uruguayans identify themselves as having no religion. 0.7% of Uruguayans are animist. After independence, anti-clerical ideas spread to Uruguay, particularly from France, further eroding the influence of the Church. No. 17. Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the world's most developed countries, with the highest nominal wealth per adult and the 8th highest gross domestic product, GDP per capita. Switzerland ranks first in the Human Development Index since 2021 and performs highly also on several international metrics, including economic competitiveness and democratic governance. Cities such as Zurich, Geneva, and Basel rank among the highest in terms of quality of life, albeit with some of the highest costs of living. 32% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 57.8% of the Swiss are Christians, declined from 89.0% in 1990, and 31.3% Swiss identify themselves as having no religion. 7.9% are Muslim. Historically, the country was about evenly balanced between Catholic and Protestant in a complex patchwork. During the Reformation, Switzerland became home to many reformers. No. 16. Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a developed country with an advanced economy and one of the world's highest GDP, PPP, per capita as per IMF and World Bank estimates. The nation's levels of human development are ranked among the highest in Europe. The historic city, including its fortification, was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994 due to the exceptional preservation of its vast fortifications and historic quarters. 31% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 52.1% of the Luxembourgers are Christians, rapid decline from 98.1% in 1990, and 39.1% Luxembourgers identify themselves as having no religion. 3.2% are Muslim. Luxembourg is a secular state, but the Grand Duchy recognizes and supports several denominations, in exchange for which the state is allowed a hand in their affairs. No. 15. Belgium. Belgium is a developed country with an advanced high-income economy. The country is one of the 6 founding members of the European Union, and its capital, Brussels, is also the de facto capital of the European Union itself, hosting the official seats of the European Commission, the Council of the European Union, and the European Council, as well as one of 2 seats of the European Parliament, the other being Strasbourg. 42% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 40.5% of the Belgians are Christians, declined from 66.2% in 1990, and 46.2% Belgians identify themselves as having no religion. 10.4% are Muslim. Number 14. France. France retains its centuries-long status as a global center of art, science, and philosophy. It hosts the 3rd largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is the world's leading tourist destination, receiving over 89 million foreign visitors in 2018. France is a developed country with a high nominal per capita income globally, and its advanced economy ranks among the largest in the world. 36% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 39.1% of the French are Christians, declined from 73.4% in 1990, and 42.9% French identify themselves as having no religion. 14.2% are Muslim. No. 13. Germany. Germany has been described as a great power with a strong economy. It has the largest economy in Europe. As a global power in industrial, scientific, and technological sectors, it is both the world's 3rd largest exporter and importer. As a developed country, it offers social security, a universal healthcare system, and tuition-free university education. 37% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 42.3% of the Germans are Christians, declined from 72.2% in 1990. And 44.2% Germans identify themselves as having no religion. 12% are Muslim. No. 12. England. England's terrain chiefly consists of low hills and plains, especially in the center and south. Upland and mountainous terrain is mostly found in the north and west, including Dartmoor, the Lake District, the Pennines, and the Shropshire Hills. The country's capital is London, the greater metropolitan of which has a population of 14.2 million as of 2021, representing the United Kingdom's largest metropolitan area. 35% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 40.7% of the British are Christians, huge decline from 79.0% in 1990, and 41.9% British identify themselves as having no religion. 7.2% are Muslim. 11. Wales. The country has a distinct national and cultural identity, and from the late 19th century onwards Wales acquired its popular image as the land of song, in part due to the Eisteddfod tradition and rousing choir singing. Both Welsh and English are official languages. 37% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 40.6% of the Welsh are Christians, huge decline from 84.8% in 1990, and 49.5% Welsh identify themselves as having no religion. 2.3% are Muslim. Subscribe the channel now, also press the bell icon. At number 10 is Australia. Australia has a highly developed market economy and one of the highest per capita incomes globally. It is a middle power and has the world's 13th highest military expenditure. 25% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 36.2% of the Australians are Christians, huge decline from 72.1% in 1990. And 46.7% Australians identify themselves as having no religion. 3.9% are Muslim. No. 9. Scotland. The mainland of Scotland is broadly divided into 3 regions: the Highlands, a mountainous region in the north and northwest; the Lowlands, a flatter plain across the center of the country; and the Southern Uplands, a hilly region along the southern border. The Highlands are the most mountainous region of the British Isles and contain its highest peak, Ben Nevis, at 4,413 feet. 38% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 36.4% of the Scottish are Christians, huge decline from 76.1% in 1990, and 50.8% Scottish identify themselves as having no religion. 2.3% are Muslim. 8. South Korea. South Korea maintains a unitary presidential republic under the 1987 Constitution with a unicameral legislature, the National Assembly. It is considered a regional power and a developed country, with its economy ranked as the world's 12th largest by nominal GDP and the 14th largest by GDP, PPP. Its citizens enjoy one of the world's fastest internet connection speeds and densest high-speed railway networks. 41% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 22.2% of the South Koreans are Christians, declined from 23.9% in 1990. In 60.5%, South Koreans identify themselves as having no religion. 16.1% are Buddhist. 7. New Zealand, a developed country. It was the first to introduce a minimum wage, and the first to give women the right to vote. It ranks very highly in international measures of quality of life, human rights, and it has low levels of perceived corruption. It retains visible levels of inequality, having structural disparities between its Maori and European populations. 26% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 32.8% of the New Zealanders are Christians, declined from 67.8% in 1990. And 56.5% New Zealanders identify themselves as having no religion. 3.2% are Hindu. 6. Sweden. Sweden is a highly developed country ranked 5th in the Human Development Index. It is a constitutional monarchy and a parliamentary democracy, with legislative power vested in the 349-member unicameral Riksdag. It is a unitary state, divided into 21 counties and 290 municipalities. Sweden maintains a Nordic social welfare system that provides universal healthcare and tertiary education for its citizens. 54% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power, which highest in the world. Out of this, 50.7% of the Swedish are Christians, decline from 74.4% in 1990, and 35% Swedish identify themselves as having no religion. 13.3% are Muslim. 5. China. One of the cradles of civilization, China has been inhabited since the Paleolithic era, with the earliest dynasties emerging in the Yellow River Basin before the late 2nd millennium BCE. The 8th to 3rd centuries BCE saw a breakdown in the authority of the Zhou dynasty, accompanied by the emergence of administrative and military techniques, literature, philosophy, and historiography. 40% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 23.5% of the Chinese are Shens, declined from 23.8% in 1990, and 49% Chinese identify themselves as having no religion. 15.7% are Buddhist. No. 4. Netherlands. The Netherlands has been a parliamentary constitutional monarchy with a unitary structure since 1848. The country has a tradition of pillarization, separation of citizens into groups by religion and political beliefs, and a long record of social tolerance, having legalized prostitution and euthanasia, along with maintaining a liberal drug policy. 42% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 23% of the Dutch are Christian, strong decline from 61.3% in 1990, and 59.5% Dutch identify themselves as having no religion. 10.5% are Muslim. 3. Estonia. Estonia is a developed country with a high-income advanced economy, ranking 31st out of 191 in the Human Development Index. The sovereign state of Estonia is a democratic unitary parliamentary republic, administratively subdivided into 15 Makond counties. 34% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 25.6% of the Estonians are Christians, decline from 39.6% in 1990, and 59.5% Estonians identify themselves as having no religion. 0.9% are Muslim. 2. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is a unitary parliamentary republic and developed country with an advanced, high-income social market economy. It is a welfare state with a European social model, universal health care, and free tuition university education. 44% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 10.9% of the Czechs are Christians, declined from 43.7% in 1990, and 63% Czechs identify themselves as having no religion. 0.3% are Muslim. Number 1 is North Korea. North Korea follows Songun, a military-first policy which prioritizes the Korean People's Army in state affairs and the allocation of resources. It possesses nuclear weapons. Its active duty army of 1.28 million soldiers is the 4th largest in the world. 43% claim they don't believe in God or a higher power. Out of this, 12.2% of the North Koreans are shaman, declined from 16% in 1990. And 71.7% North Koreans identify themselves as having no religion. 12.8% are Chondoites. Thanks for watch.